Hi, and welcome to episode 41 of M1 Yarns and the Michigan Makers podcast. I'm Jamie, your host and the dyer and knitter behind m1yarns.com, coming to you today from Metro Detroit, Michigan in the United States. And I just got home from vending at the Michigan Fiber Festival, which is one of the largest fiber festivals in Michigan, and it was phenomenal. It was such a good weekend. Oh my gosh, I met so many of you viewers, and so many of you just walked into my booth enthusiastically announcing, I watch your podcast, and that was just so fulfilling to know that I'm not just staring at the camera, talking to myself, that there are people out there who are really enjoying the content and everything about the podcast. So a big thank you. I met so many wonderful people. We laughed, we cried, we hugged, we knit, we talked colors, we talked projects. It was magical. It was everything you could hope a fiber festival could be. Until something always goes wrong on every trip I've ever taken. And I always say, if your flight is delayed at the beginning of your trip, that's okay, because that's probably going to be the one thing that goes wrong. You just get it out of the way and you're good to go. My weekend was going so well. The Airbnb I rented was delightful. I, was just enjoying myself and everything was good. And then right when the festival finished and I'm packing up my booth and I'm about to load up my truck, it started pouring. And I mean pouring. I don't think it rains like this very often in Michigan, but boy oh boy, I mean, I was soaked down to my knickers. And so I had everything kind of moved from my booth to this door by my truck, and I left one box. Needless to say, a friend of mine and lovely customer, who shall remain nameless, who lives in the same town as the Festival of Cardigan, was so kind to go pick it up from the fairgrounds and ship it to me, and I just cannot thank her enough. I got all my goodies back, and oh, that was so stressful. It wasn't until like the next day when I had to unpack, put everything away, when I thought, where's this? Where's this? Where's this? Oh my God, I could picture it. I left the box by the door, and the thing is, it was a cardboard box, and it kind of blended into like oblivion. Anyway, so I got home safe. I had a great time. I thank everyone who I met. I thank everyone who made a purchase. I thank everyone who was part of the event. It was just great. Anyway, I could go on and on. If you've never been to a fiber festival, you should go to one. I think a lot of blood, sweat, and tears goes into them. And now that I am a vendor, I appreciate going to them so much more. So that being said, I got home and immediately decided to vend on a whim at the Ann Arbor Fiber Expo, October 8th and 9th. Which is the weekend before I go to Rhinebeck. So in October, I'll be a busy little bee. So if you are in Michigan and missed me at the west side of the state at the Michigan Fiber Festival, you can see me on the east side of the state at the Ann Arbor Fiber Expo. So enough blabbering on. What am I wearing? Let's dive right into the usual content. This is the As If Tee by Shay Johnson. This is a oldie but a goodie, and it's really not that old. It's what, like 3 years old? This is not my yarn. I knit this around the time I started my business, and I could not even tell you what it is. I think the mohair is Shibui, and this is like a merino linen or merino cotton. I don't know. My Ravelry project page probably says. So yeah, actually that brings up a good point, because someone did message me to say, where can we find you? You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at M1 Yarns, and all my projects are on Ravelry. Just search M1 Yarns, all one word, M, the number 1, Yarns, plural. And I have all my projects going back a good, I think about 3.5 years ago is when I started like religiously documenting them. Anyway, so let me tell you about my latest project. As you know, we've kind of talked about this. I am knitting a dress for Rhinebeck. And this is a bottom-up pattern that I am knitting top down. And that meant that I had to do some prep work. And it was going well. The color work went well. It was quite intense. There are some rounds of this color work that involve 4 colors. Which was like juggling. Then I split for the sleeves. That was going well. I knit 2 inches of the body, put it on my SOS cords, which are these silicone cords. I put the 3rd cord for the body. I already had the sleeve cords on. And tried it on, and it was like way big. It looked like a potato sack. So I had to rip it back to like just under the bust, probably right here. And I started doing decreases down the side, and that has been a little bit of trial and error, because I really wanted this to be, ideally I want it to be straight down. But I think to really achieve that, I kind of need a little bit of waist shaping. And I'd rather have it be hourglassy than straight, because I am kind of like a this, not much of this. And so I think to give the illusion that I want, I'm rambling, but you know what I'm saying. So I need to do some shaping, and that's requiring fit checks like every 2 inches. So I'm really glad that I'm doing this top down, because I worry that had I done this bottom up, like the pattern, I might have been totally, you know, out of luck on the fit. So someone had messaged me on Ravelry to say they were about to cast it on, and they wanted to know my notes and configuration to do it top down. And I did reply with like how to get you started, and to get you through the color work chart here. I do plan, really once I get through it all, I do plan to put my notes on my Ravelry in such a way that's helpful, but you would still have to buy the pattern, because I do respect the designers, you know what I'm saying, labor and intellectual property of sorts. So I'm now what, like I guess I'm really at the waist, like the actual waist. So I knit quite a bit on this today. It's probably time for another fit check. It's probably almost time to start some increases for the hip / butt, and then shortly thereafter will be another color work chart for, that's at the bottom of the dress. I actually was nervous that I wouldn't get this and my other project done in time for Rhinebeck, but I actually think I'll be okay. Oh, I didn't even say what this was. If you haven't been watching, I think I've talked about this in a couple previous episodes, but this is the Gimmstein by Johanna Vow is her name. So this is all my hand-dyed yarn. Mushroom, wine, Victorian rose, green olives, soft bouquet, silver fox. I've got some denim in here, although for some reason it's like one stitch and it's not popping up on camera. Maybe this side. It needs like a really good wet block. You can kind of see it there. It's really weird, you can't see it. You can see a little bit there, a little bit there. Anyway, I think once it's fully blocked, it'll, you know, open things up. Yeah, so I really want to cruise through this and finish it in the next 2 to 3 weeks, because the other project, so I've already knit one project for Rhinebeck, which was the Cowgirl crop. I'll insert a photo. This will be my second Rhinebeck project. And then I'm going to cast on the, what's it called? The Woodland, I don't know what it's called. I'll insert it right here. So my friend is also knitting this in the same wool and also with Surrey alpaca, and I'm going to do mine with mohair. So we're both doing undyed, and she is way ahead of me. I haven't cast on. Did I gauge swatch? I did. I gauge swatched a couple weeks ago, and that was a little bit crazy because I have to go down like 3 needle sizes. So this is a Steek cardigan, and if you have not seen on previous episodes or my social media, we're doing a Steek along now through the end of December. The objective is to knit or crochet, although there's only a few crochet Steek cardigans. So if you are a crochet designer, I challenge you to design a Steek cardigan. Let's get more of that out there. Anyway, make a cardigan, steek it, and overcome your fear of steeking. That was my whole thing that I wanted for this make along, was that so many of us are scared of steeking. And after I tried the coffee cozy, I was like, I can do this. I can actually do it. So I'm excited that this will be my steeked cardigan. I'll take it to Rhinebeck, and then I actually have another steeked cardigan that I want to make after that. This will be the Stonecrop cardi by Andrea Mowry. And, oh my goodness, why am I drawing a blank? This yarn is Crazy Yarn by Stonehenge Fiber Mill here in Michigan. And this is my own hand dyed. And I'm excited. I'm excited to make cardigans that are steeked because I love knitting in the round. So that will be coming up on the horizon. I also need to finish a few whips that have been just totally languishing. So I think like post the dress and the cardigan, I need to work on some whips. I'm also thinking, okay, so September is next week, which means like back to school for those with kids or those in college or whatever, those who are teachers. I I'm thinking that it would be fun to have a hat make along, like a worsted or Aran weight, something fast, something warm. I don't know. So comment below some thoughts or ideas you have on that. I was really good for a while talking about books on tape that I was listening to while dyeing yarn or knitting or whatnot. And then it kind of fell off for me. And my mom actually recommended a book to me recently that I got. Did I say books on tape? Wow, you guys know what I mean. Audiobooks. I use the Libby app for those who are actually wanting to know how I listen to my book on tape. Not a tape, not a CD, but an app. Anyway, so my mom recommended a book called The Lost and Found Bookshop by Susan Wiggs, I think her name is. I'll double check it and put it here. Excellent book, totally cute, kind of just enough like history and context and just enough romance and fluff to make you feel good. And so I was enjoying that on the drive to and from the Fiber Festival last weekend. And I looked her up last night because I was like, oh, she must have a few other books. She has lots of other books. And so I'm excited to dive into a new author. I love finding a new author whose style I really love, like Anita Shreve, Jodi Picoult I'm really into. It's been a minute since I found an author I really love and just like devour everything they've written. So, I know for a while we were all exchanging ideas about audiobooks. So if you've got a good one, please comment below. And if you haven't checked out Susan Wiggs, if you're into chick lit / historical context fiction, check her out. The name of the book again was The Lost and Found Bookshop. Anyway, so that was what was going on in my world. And the other thing I thought I would share with you guys is I just baked some homemade potato and carrot bread in my bread maker. And if you guys don't have a bread maker and you have room on your counter or in your cabinets for one more appliance, let me recommend it. My mom bought me this Zojirushi bread maker probably 20 years ago, and I love it. I don't use it often, but I get on these kicks where I'm all about fresh made bread, and I feel like I'm over summer because I'm craving soups and fresh bread together because I feel like that's a thing. So I made the bread, and then I made, and I'll link the recipe. So the bread recipe was in a book, so I don't have a link to it, but it's a Betty Crocker. I'll see if I can find it. And then the soup I made was a recipe I found online for a loaded baked potato soup with cheese and bacon and chives on top. And it was delicious. We had it last night. Nailed it. It literally tasted like a loaded baked potato. Oh, and I had broccoli in it. And so I feel like those types of things are what, you know, I'm gonna want this fall, and I already want it, and I can tell I'm just like over summer. So if you have any nice fall recipes, let me know. Instant Pot is even better. Oh, and I did make this in the Instant Pot. It is adaptable for the crock pot if you have that. And yeah, so that's what's been going on in my world. And the other thing I was going to mention is it is the last week to order the Yarn Addicts Box for October. Meaning it'll be delivered in October. You order it by September 3rd. You have 2 yarn base options. Hold that thought. Obviously, these are undyed. You can choose from either the yak sock yarn, which is a merino yak nylon blend, or the BFL nylon blend, which is blue face Leicester. Why is it not focusing? And if you choose this, your colors will, your colors will come out deeper and richer. And if you choose this, your colors will come out lighter and brighter. Both yarn options, the box, you get 3 skeins of either in 3 unique one-of-a-kind colorways, plus tons of surprise goodies, plus pattern recommendations, plus a Zoom meeting with everyone in the group, plus so much more. So please consider signing up on my website, m1yarns.com. This is a really fun box that's like bringing a fiber festival to your porch. So I just thought I would throw that out there. And if you see this in the future, like let's say you see this after the deadline, you can order the January box. Let's see, January, right? October. Yes. The box that will be delivered in early January, you can order that by early December, which would make an awesome Christmas gift, or Hanukkah gift, or Kwanzaa gift, or whatever gift. And so please consider that. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you all are knitting and crocheting on something wonderful. Please let me know what you're working on and how life is, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.